one more for the road.
Good. 3, 2, 1. Alright guys, we are back in my car for another video, and today I'm going to be taking Mr. Kern Sr. on a drive in my 440i. He's been in the car before, but we've done a couple things that we've changed, so we're just going to go enjoy the car and talk a little bit more about my dad because it's Father's Day, and I thought it would be fun to go for a drive on Father's Day and just talk about how things used to be.
Now, as always, for everybody that's new to the channel, I create these videos to help keep you updated on the latest developments in our community, as well as discuss technical topics so that we have a better understanding of how our engines work. So if you're interested in more videos like that, be sure to subscribe because there will be a lot more coming out in the future.
Alright, so we are driving, letting the car warm up and everything, but like I said, you know, my dad was a big reason why I got into cars because he was a car guy himself, and he actually had a BMW before me, so maybe that was a little bit of why I ended up getting one at a certain point. But I was just curious, the people were curious, you know, like what maybe your first car was and how you got to enjoy it, because you sound a little funny. Maybe you're not from here.
Yeah, I'm actually not from here. I'm from a little island called Dominica. It's not the Dominican Republic, it's a different country, much more beautiful, I think.
Important.
But I learned to drive very early, actually before my legal age, and thanks to my dad. And got my first car, which was a Hillman Hunter, which is actually a British-made car. That's Dominica was a British colony, and things are from Britain, you know. It was not high powered like we do have in the US. I'd say probably 64 horsepower, something small. But the roads on the islands are pretty small and narrow, windy. Top speed you could get in a race is probably 65 miles an hour. And I used to tear up the roads a little bit. And I was part of a village-made racing team. There were a few of us scattered around the island, and we would race each other. And I held my own. There was probably one other guy who used to beat me, and somehow I could never figure out what he had under his hood. But I was pretty good. I got to race well and learn the craft. Unfortunately, I didn't grow into doing it as an adult. I think fear took over. But I love racing that Hillman Hunter.
And everybody asked me if I was an engineer, and I've told them, yeah, but they don't know that you were an engineer too.
I was an engineer, mechanical engineer. So that's part of what I think got me into engineering. I love fast things. I love racing things. I actually used to fly single engine airplanes as well. And racing was just part of something, you know, every Saturday. That's all on Sunday, Saturday and Sundays. That's all I did. Watch racing shows and events on TV. If I myself wasn't racing.
Good times. Yeah, I didn't get to watch as much, but thankfully once I got out of school, because I mean you worked in automotive.
Yep.
For a little while, or at least interned in automotive. I ended up working in automotive. Didn't like working in automotive. I enjoy this much more as a hobby, but yeah.
My dream was actually to work in the automotive industry. I really was in love with racing, and when I was in college, I actually interned with General Motors in their performance engine division in Pontiac, Michigan. So I worked on, some of you might remember the Fiero and the Grand Ams, and those are the cars that, the engines that I actually worked on.
Yeah, I think that was some of the coolest stuff I remember, because by the time I came around, all I remember is the Dodge Stealth, and you loved that car too.
Yes, yes I did. It was an early midlife crisis, I think. I always loved fast cars, and at one point I I couldn't contain it, so I got myself a Dodge Stealth red. I didn't want anything less than red, and enjoy that. I kept that car for many years. It held its own, and it was sad when I parted with it. But I parted with it for a BMW.
It worked out.
It worked out very well, and I actually had zero regrets.
And I know because a lot of people ask me why I'm so stuck on getting a manual transmission all the time. But every car that you had, even that BMW, ouch, even that BMW was a manual as well. And that was something that always stuck with me, that I wanted to have that sensation of what I remembered when I was riding with you.
Yeah, I believe true drivers always maintain control of their cars. They know their car, and it's difficult to maintain control when you have something else doing the control for you. So I don't know, I may be naive, but a manual drive car to me gave me a lot more control than with an automatic, and you just don't get the feel and sensation with an automatic that you do with, for me, may not be true for everybody, but for me, I just couldn't quite get there. So every car I have owned has been an automatic, has been a manual drive car.
Yeah.
My wife's car is automatic, and they don't seem to drive as much fun with as much fun. But yeah, if you're a true driver, you gotta love manual drive.
I agree. And I mean, I know the new ones, they don't feel like the old ones. A lot of people give me a lot of grief and headache because the BMW manual isn't that good and it doesn't feel like a Lamborghini or something, but I still prefer it to the automatic just for fun. So I think we're going to come up to the first off-ramp where we can test the car's handling, or at least how I test my car's handling, because there's not a lot of curvy roads around here, but every once in a while we get up to a road where you can have fun. I remember one of my coworkers told me he doesn't drive fast, he just never slows down. That's how he enjoys his car. So every time there's a corner, he wants to enjoy the car, even if he's just in a Ford Focus.
Interesting that you say that, because the most fun driving I had was in the Caribbean, where the roads were windy.
Yep.
Dominica is a very mountainous island, so the roads are every 2 feet you go, it seemed like there was a corner.
There's a turn.
So those were the best driving. And by the way, driving at nights were the safest for us, because you could always tell if a car was coming in the opposite direction.
Yep.
Because you'd see their headlights.
Yep.
So we could double up during a race around the corner at night, because you know if somebody was coming in the opposite direction. I don't advise that, but when you're a teenager, you know, in your early 20s, then you do things.
That's my second favorite on-ramp. We're gonna go find my first favorite on-ramp when we circle around. But no, yeah, be quiet. I just like driving, I guess, and I know we didn't get to drive in your car a whole lot, but every time we drove in your car, it felt special. And then eventually I learned how to drive manual, and I got to experience in the BMW, you know, that you can have performance and you can have class, and it can feel nice and handle well. And hopefully one day, you know, we get more and more performance-oriented cars.
Auto, mute memory.
Good job, Bessie. But yeah, I know it's so much more fun. And I still have the 340i. Yes, the 340i is automatic. But you know, for testing and stuff in the videos, for going to track days, it's just a little bit easier to get consistent data. But for fun, this is the one. With this, these are both very important to me.
Yeah, but my first car, by the way, there was no such thing as 6 gears. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 speed.
I'm spoiled a
and
little
reverse.
bit.
And yeah, you could top your car, you know, almost the red line, very easy, very quick.
And we found 60 miles an hour as often as possible.
It was fun. It was fun.
tighter if I can find them. There aren't many, but when we find them, we use them. So I know the other thing I was thinking about, because when you drove with me in this car before,
yes.
so it might feel a little bit different, because it is a little bit different. And I guess for people that are watching that don't know the car's setup, it has a top mount turbo kit, so that's like the main thing you see when you walk up to the car with the hood popped. But now, last time when you rode with me, I was just on regular gas.
Yes.
Now I'm on ethanol. So it's using E85, and it's like higher octane, so it allows it to make more power, but it burns faster. So for it to make more power, you have to upgrade the fuel system. So now I have a bigger fuel pump.
Wow.
And another bigger fuel pump, and then I have extra injectors. So
And that's why you get that kick. That, when
everything comes on and it flows the extra fuel, then it lets you make more boost pressure, so it makes more power. So I think last time it was maybe a little more linear or like flat, but now it's peaky. You really feel it in the mid-range a lot more, and it's making more power. So more torque, more power.
Nice. And I can feel the difference, because we did a little bit of driving the last time, but right now the pull seems much harder, much tighter.
Yeah.
So I could tell the difference. Well, I could feel the difference.
No, just stay.
Auto. Mute memory.
Yeah, so the tires,
it's holding so solid to the ground.
because this is my third set of tires, I think, that I've tried on the car, and these are the best ones. So it's called Bridgestone RE71R RS. It's the newest version, and it's designed for autocross. So it's for people that do like quick races, like 50 to 60 second race around cones, like in a parking lot. So you need a tire. Yes. So you need a tire that can get up to temperature really quickly, have a lot of grip, and just perform out of the box. So the one that I was using before, it took a lot longer to warm up, and a lot of times it's like you'd have to be stupid driving around in order to warm it up.
Right.
Whereas this one, just driving it gets warm, it gets sticky, and I mean, it doesn't hold everything. Like, it won't hold if I was in first gear or something, but it's still plenty enough for like the highway and what I enjoy.
I mean, the way you took that corner, and it not a skid, not a sway.
It
never got loose. I'm impressed.
Thanks. Yeah, because it's taken a little while to find one that does what I want it to do. Because most of the tires, they're track tires, so you can drive 2 laps, or please be quiet. You can drive a couple laps, and then it'll warm itself up. But this one, like I said, is just driving it warms up. And thankfully my other ones wore out, got low, so it needed to be replaced anyway. So I said I'll try these, and they're much
Thankful that the others wore out.
Yes. It wore out right on time. Alright, this is my favorite on-ramp.
Because you have almost like a hairpin turn.
Yeah. Not as much fun with traffic.
Wow.
And it sounds so much better.
Wow, Cam.
Yes, that's why I like it. But yeah, I get to enjoy my car. I'm glad you get to drive in it, because it's at a point where everything just kind of works. You know, it's not risking on breaking anything. The clutch is holding okay. Like you said, the tires, there's no drama or anything. And it's like a good, like, combination of everything.
Right.
And so I really like it how it is. And I'm hoping just to enjoy it now, because I've been messing with it so much for so many years. Now it's not as much fun to keep changing stuff. There we can, so you can hear it a little more. One more. So I'm that guy driving from work, and every bridge, that's what, just to make sure it still sounds the same. And I mean, you can hear it in the car pretty good too, but it sounds better with the windows down and stuff. So. But thank you for driving with me. I hope you enjoyed.
Oh man, this is
I like
heaven right here.
Sometimes I have to find an excuse to drive it, so this was a good excuse.
I'm happy to be your excuse anytime.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you have any other questions for my dad. Maybe we'll make a part 2 when he's back in town. But I think that's it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this was a great viewing experience.
Absolutely.
And if you have any other questions or comments, leave them down below. Oh wait, one more bridge. This is the good one.
This has been a wonderful, wonderful time. This is the best Father's Day present I can remember.
Better than socks.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. One more for the road.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. I don't know if they can hear it. It's so much wind noise, but it's fun for us. So thanks for watching. There we go. Okay. All right, so the first thing you have to do is stare at the camera.
I can do that.
You have to make a serious face. Don't touch, don't touch.
I just checking to see which is the camera.
Oh, it's up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Got it.
All right, straight face. Ready? I like that.